What virtual reality is really good at is taking you where you cannot go. It's really right in the name, right? It's really good at things that are real, but things that are inaccessible, that are virtually impossible for you in your daily life. So it transports you.
Yeah, 1 meter, okay.
I mean, it's a challenge even for us to come out here and film this and participate in it, because it is, 80 kilometers offshore from Belize. That's where this national treasure exists. That's where this paradise, this Eden is. And not everyone can come out here. And even then, being able to swim, being able to dive, each of those things are things that make it harder and rarer to participate and see this firsthand. That's what I hope this project ultimately delivers, is allowing somebody to think that something that they previously would never have thought is possible for themselves, that they're allowing themselves to say, well, maybe I can. Maybe it's not that impossible.
How many points of failure do you have on a camera system like this?
Al final, las cámaras de dentro son GoPro, son cámaras de acción. No están pensadas para esto, están pensadas para esquiar, para estar cosas en el aire. Entonces, el primer problema es el calor, ya lo hemos explicado, el calor que nos limita mucho y que se calientan realmente mucho.
Cameras overheat, and when they overheat, they shut off. And especially if you put 6 cameras inside of a glass and metal box in, 95-degree heat, that'll cook. That's like an oven. And the cameras, after 7 minutes, shut off. And so there have been a number of times when we've been in the water, trying to film, and we think we've gotten something, but then you have to okay, did all the cameras trigger to begin with, right? Because if one of the 6 cameras that fills out the 360 degrees doesn't trigger or has a problem early on, then we've got nothing, because we need all of them to work. So there's 6 points of failure at all times. But then, with the overheating, did the cameras last long enough for us to be in the water fast enough to get from the surface to where the sharks are and get the shark to come by at the right time and at the right moment? And so there's this constant energy of, when we come up, we're excited because of what we've seen and the encounter that we've had the chance to live. But then were we able to capture it, to bring it to our audience?
What's that?
Did it stop recording, or did it just not start?
It just doesn't start. In the remote controller, the camera is switching on and it's recording, but the camera doesn't start.
So after all that work of swimming out there, placing the tripod, going out there with scuba tanks, all of that, we come back, we check it, and one of the cameras failed, so we have to do it again. All right, round 2. Camera's on the way. So that's we swim the profile, and if you have extra oxygen, just find a nice place and go beyond. All right, have fun. Once we've gone through the area and we've sort of scouted it, and we've identified this is area 1, this is area 2, this is area 3, it becomes sort of like you build a map in your head. I took out a sketch pad and I drew up what these landmarks are, and then you can navigate it. It's like the way you would say to a friend, oh, well, turn left at the Shell station and then right at the 7-Eleven, and then the next place, you know where everything is in relationship to each other. having that plan, having that structure, knowing where we are, knowing that we're going to do that choreography, we're going to pick up that camera and this is going to happen and then you're going to do this and you're going to do that, is vital to that. Especially when you're working with animals, you have to be lucky. And so that's the one element that we can't control, that can't be part of the plan. We can't cue the shark to go, oh, and now cue the shark. You have to be ready for the shark when it happens. And that is just a matter of being there day in, day out, and just getting comfortable with that position. And then when the magic happens, you know, it happens.
How was it?
Amazing!
What you got?
I hope we got the dolphins.
No way.
Did?
At the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
At least about 3 or 4 sharks.
Did the shark swim between the wall of the camera?
Yeah.
That's what I saw. I was like, that was a big
Like-
guy.
Yeah, actually one of them came all the way up to the camera. Like he was coming a little bit aggressive, like right, and I'm
Nice.
like, man, that was awesome. Couldn't get a better dive than this.
This is why this is the best dive site in the country.
All right, now, everybody pray. All 6 cameras worked, right?
What do we got?
Holy moly, look at that.
Yeah.
See that?
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's really close. That's like,
That is super close.
really close.
Right past.
Say it again, say it again.
Nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice.
Looking good.
Thank you.
So my family's been on Key Carker since the 1800s. We're one of the first settlers of Key Carker, before Belize was a country. I know that there's so many people in my ancestry who spent their entire lifetimes on the ocean, and it does make me feel more connected to it. I feel like there's a sort of sense of maybe destiny that I end up being near the water as well. But what has made me proud to be Belizean is the water. I have met people from Paris, from New York, and I take them diving and they look at me and say, I wish I was living here instead. I mean, people from these great cities that you hear about would rather be in my place. You know what I mean? And there's something humbling about that. And I wish more Belizeans could understand how just fortunate we are. And in many cases, there are many people who don't get to have this experience. So every time I get the chance to train Belizean, I give it my all. Because I want them to feel that feeling of, wow, I really live in one of the most beautiful places in the world. And I just have to go below the water to see it.
When you take something that is so intrinsic as the relationship between the ocean and Belizeans and Belizean identity, right? It's sea and fishing and people, and the fish in the sea are an ecosystem that is codependent and that is really a big part of Belizean culture. There are people in Belize who have a barrier to participate in that world, right? And that's where virtual reality really comes in, right? In taking this magical experience that is so fundamental to who you are and giving it back to people who have never seen it.